Hi, my name is Eliana. I live in South Bend, Indiana, and I want to help you get a ballot. So, obviously, we're in the middle of a pandemic, and many of us are staying home right now, and all of us should be avoiding any non-essential travel and outings. And while you can still vote in person in the primary, which has been postponed to June 2nd, many counties are encouraging people to vote by mail, so getting an absentee ballot, and I would also encourage this because we don't want to put either ourselves or people we may be in contact with or the poll workers at any more risk than necessary. So to do this, you need to request a absentee ballot. Obviously, you have to be registered to vote before you can vote, and if you're not registered, you might still have time. The deadline is May 4th, and I'll put a link in the description so you can register online if you haven't done that yet, but hurry up. So, once you've done that, I also have a link in the description for this form, and it is the request form for an absentee ballot. It must be submitted, and not just submitted, but they must receive it by May 21st, 2020, or they won't send you a ballot. So, depending on when you're watching this, you still have a little bit of time, but you should definitely get on it. You can submit it several ways. So you have to print it off and fill it out, but you can either scan it and email it to them. I will put the email address for St. Joseph County's ballot requests in the description, and you can check on your county website to see if you can find yours. I'll also put the fax number if you, for some reason, like communicating by fax. But for all of the counties, there's info on the back, on the second page of this document, which you don't really need to print, on where you can send this in the mail. So if you feel fairly confident about filling out forms, you can go now. That's probably all of this video that will be useful to you. I will talk about how to go through this in the rest of the video. But before you go, if you would be willing to pass this on so other people can learn how to get an absentee ballot, that would be great. Also, if you subscribe, I'm going to be talking more about Indiana local politics, hopefully, and maybe other things, we'll see, in at least St. Joseph County, and some things will be applicable to other places as well. So, if you're still with me, it's a pretty straightforward form. Just put in your basic information, and if this second line, which says change of name, if you haven't changed your name since you registered to vote, you don't need to worry about that. So you can leave it blank. If you have, you put your former name right there, and they'll update your information for you. The second box is only necessary if you don't want the ballot to be sent to whatever address you were registered at. So, for example, let's say you have a post office box that you prefer to get your mail to, or some other situation. Otherwise, you can leave it blank. The third box is whether you want to register and request a ballot for a party primary. You can just say that you only want to vote on public questions, but I would recommend picking a party and asking to participate in that primary. You don't necessarily have to vote for the same party in the general election, but doing that allows you to vote on more things and have a say in who will be running in the general election on all levels, from local to national. So I think it's worth doing. And number 4, normally you would have to have a reason to vote by mail in Indiana, but since we're in the middle of a pandemic and we're all trying to stay home, you don't have to have a reason, but you do have to sign and date. So please don't forget that. And section number 6 is, you can also ignore this section if you fill this out for yourself. If you helped someone else fill it out, you'll need to fill this out, but otherwise you can leave it blank. On the back, There are, again, like I said, all the addresses, and I highlighted for my friends in Elkhart County and my friends in St. Joseph County, sort of where those are on the page. Once you've printed this out and filled it out, if you want to mail it, but you don't have the supplies, I left a link in the description for how to fold envelopes if you like crafts more than you like shopping for envelopes. And I also put a link for the USPS website so you can order stamps online. You can also get stamps at your local post office or at any sort of like office store. A lot of places you can Google to see where you can get stamps near you. So now, however you decide to turn it in, you have no excuse. You have to vote now if you're an eligible Indiana voter. It's your civic duty. And please, if you are willing to, share my video just so we can get as many people voting as possible. And please subscribe if you're interested in reminders about Indiana elections and my thoughts on them. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Bye.